So today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to tell the epic story of just one single molecule. It's a substance so fundamental to our existence that its journey is going to take us from these ancient sacred scrolls in Egypt all the way through the birth of modern science and deep, deep into the microscopic machinery that literally creates sight itself. This is the incredible story of vitamin A, the sentinel of light.
Okay, so let's rewind the clock. Way back, more than 3,000 years ago. In the shadows of ancient Egypt, priests were documenting this terrifying thing they called the twilight curse. Imagine it. People who could see perfectly fine during the day were suddenly just plunged into this terrifying darkness as the sun went down. Now, to them, this wasn't some medical condition. No, this was the work of evil spirits, a kind of theft of divine light.
So here's how we're going to break this all down. First, we'll uncover that ancient cure for the twilight curse. Then, we're going to journey deep inside the human body to see this inner sentinel at work. And finally, we'll explore the delicate, crucial art of balance that's required to harness this molecule's incredible power. All right, let's dive into part one. Our journey starts by tracing how humanity slowly, over thousands of years, pieced together the puzzle of this invisible life force. And it all begins with a remedy prescribed on ancient papyrus. You know the Egyptian priests' remedy for this? It was just brilliant. They would take fresh ox liver, crush it up, roast it, and have the person eat it. Think about that. Without ever knowing the words retinol or fat-soluble vitamin, they had correctly pinpointed nature's most concentrated source of vitamin A. They were basically performing the first targeted nutritional supplementation in recorded history. And this timeline, it just collapses 3 millennia of discovery into one amazing arc. You can see how we moved from this really instinct-driven cure in 1500 BCE to a scientific lab in 1913 where vitamin A was finally isolated. And then, get this, to a clever piece of World War II propaganda that would forever tie carrots to night vision in all of our minds.
And that moment in 1913, that was the real pivot. This guy, Elmer McCollum, he's watching his lab rats literally go blind on a diet of pure lard. And he proves that this invisible factor of life, hiding in things like butterfat, was absolutely essential. He called it Factor A, and with that one discovery, the golden key to modern micronutrition was turned.
Okay, so we've gone from history to biology. Now we're going to the microscopic level, journeying deep inside the eye and the cell itself to witness the absolutely breathtaking mechanics of what this sentinel molecule actually does inside of us. So, inside the rod cells of your retina, the parts responsible for seeing in low light, vitamin A gets transformed into this super reactive form called 11-cis-retinol. It then docks with a protein called opsin, and together they create this incredible biological sensor, rhodopsin. The best way to think of it? It's like a high-tension mousetrap, baited and ready, with a single molecule of vitamin A. And this is literally the birth of sight. A single particle of light, a photon, slams into the molecule, and in just microseconds, that vitamin A component violently snaps from a bent shape to a straight one. It's this tiny physical action that unleashes a massive electrical cascade that screams to your brain, light! And if you don't have enough vitamin A, well, that molecular trap just can't be reset, and you're left in the dark. But its power goes so far beyond just sight. Vitamin A is one of the very few molecules that can waltz right into the command center of our cells, the nucleus, and directly interact with our DNA. It's like a master architect, telling cells how to divide and what to become, whether it's forming a heart in a fetus or just repairing your skin. So here's the crucial point. Vitamin A maintains our body's own Great Wall, the moist mucosa linings of our lungs, our gut, our eyes. With it, they're the slick, active defense system. But without it, a truly horrific process called keratinization begins. These soft, vital tissues literally start to harden and dry out, turning into a scaly, vulnerable barrier. And in the eye, that process leads directly to permanent blindness. Okay, so now we get it. This molecule is an incredible photon catcher and a genomics sculptor. But with great power comes great responsibility, right? This final section is all about the delicate art of getting just enough, because with vitamin A, more is definitely not better. To navigate this balance, we need to wrap our heads around a key idea. Not all vitamin A is created equal. The real question isn't just how much is in your food, but how much your body can actually use. And for this, scientists have a metric called retinol activity equivalence, or RAE. Just think of it as a potency score for vitamin A sources. And this table right here, this just blows that whole carrot myth from World War II right out of the water. See, carrots contain pro-vitamin A, which our body has to convert. And the conversion rate, it's dismal, about 12 to 1. You'd have to eat a massive amount of carrots, and with fat, to even come close to the preformed, ready-to-use retinol you get from something like an egg yolk or a tiny piece of liver. So this extreme potency, especially from animal sources and of course supplements, it raises a really critical question. With a molecule this biologically active, is there a dark side? Well, the answer is a definitive yes. And this is the critical warning. Unlike something like vitamin C, your body can't just get rid of excess vitamin A. Because it's fat-soluble, it builds up, it accumulates in your liver. So an overdose isn't some theoretical risk, it is a serious and potentially toxic biological reality. This number sent absolute shockwaves through the medical community. The famous carrot study discovered that long-term smokers who were taking high-dose beta-carotene supplements didn't get any protection. In fact, they had a 28% increased risk of getting lung cancer. In their damaged lungs, the antioxidant actually flipped and became a pro-oxidant, basically just fueling the fire. And all of this leads to some safety warnings that are, frankly, non-negotiable. For pregnant women, too much pre-formed vitamin A can cause severe birth defects. As we just saw, high-dose supplements are straight-up dangerous for smokers. And if you're taking a drug like Accutane, which is already a potent vitamin A derivative, adding more through supplements is just a recipe for toxicity. Ultimately, the epic story of vitamin A teaches us a really profound lesson. From the priests on the Nile to the scientists in the lab, the story isn't about just maximizing a single nutrient. It's about the search for balance, that narrow, crucial path of light between the darkness of having too little and the real danger of having way too much.